Hey guys, what's up? Lloyd Lone Wolf here, back again with the very first episode of my YouTube channel, which is called Lloyd Lone Wolf 96. That is actually the name of it. So if you want to follow, actually it's Lloyd Lone Wolf 96. I know, I had to put two sixes in 96 for some odd reason. Anyway, this is the first video, and today we're talking about ranking David Bowie's albums. Now, this actually might be hard because considering that he's got 26 albums out, but I've narrowed it down to 26. And there will be no live albums and no compilations and no best-ofs. So there'll be no David live. I know it's a good album, but we can't include live albums because this is just for the studio albums, okay? So there's no David live. And there'll be no compilation albums. So there'll be no Toy, because that's an unofficial release anyway. Or no Divine Symmetry, which only now just come out. And I'm hoping to get it for Christmas. So I will do a review once I get it. And no soundtracks, so there'll be no Christina F, there'll be no Peter and the Wolf, and there'll be no Labyrinth. I know, Labyrinth's a good film, it's got good songs on it, but, you know, it's a soundtrack to a movie, so, you know, it's not an official release. Well, technically it is, but, you know, and there'll be no Tin Machine Project either, so there'll be no Tin Machine 1 or Tin Machine 2. And I know, I can see the fans of Tin Machine going, oh, why is there no Tin Machine albums? Well, like I said, this is only going to be the 26 studio albums that he officially released. So there'll be no best-ofs. So there'll be no Best of Bowie or Legacy or what other best-of have he done? There'll be no Dream Collection either because that's kind of a compilation album. So yeah, and this is going to be my opinion. So don't write in the comments now saying, oh, why wasn't this the worst, or why wasn't this the best, or whatever, right? So, I'm going to split this into 3 videos. Yes, 3, believe it or not, because like I said, he did 26 albums, so it's going to be hard to talk about 26 albums in one video. So I'm going to start off with the worst albums that he did, then the okay albums, the mediocre, they're okay, and then my top 10 best ones. So, worst first, then okay, and then best. So like I said, Bowie released 26 albums in his time, which is a lot of albums, considering that, you know, Bowie is no longer with us because he died in 2016. But, yeah, 26 albums is a lot for one dude. But like I said, Bowie was an innovator of post-rock and roll. First, Bowie sort of started off as a teenage boy pin-up thing. I don't know what the hell that first album was. But then he went on to do, you know, Ziggy Stardust and all that glam rock sort of stuff. Then he went on to do Soul with Young Americans. And then he did sort of industrial German sort of krautrock stuff when he done Heroes and Lodger and stuff like that. Then he went into a more pop aesthetic with Let's Dance and Tonight and things like that. Never Let Me Down was another one. Then as we got into the 90s, Bowie explored things like, you know, techno music, because he did Earthling, which was kind of like, if you ever listened to The Prodigy or underground sort of music, it was that sort of thing. Then obviously Bowie did Heathen, which was kind of pin-ups, but, you know, it was kind of covers, but not his own stuff. But like I said, he kept sort of pushing the boundaries of what music was. I mean, he kept getting more experimental as the album sort of went on. And the last album, which I actually have, is Black Star, which came out in 2016, which was actually Bowie's last album. And it, funny enough, actually went to number 1 in this country. But if you listen to that album compared to like his first album, it's a total shift in terms of what was the first album. When you think the first album, I mean, probably people are going to automatically think, oh my God, it's going to sound like Anthony Newley, which it does. But the last album sounds nothing like the first album. It's so revolutionary. It's so sort of, you've got to listen to it twice, I think. Once you've listened to it once, you walk away from it and you go, what the, you know, you don't know the message behind it. Nobody really knows the message behind what's Black Star. So Yeah, but like I said, we're going to start off with the worst albums and then go on to the, they're okay, I would say they're worth listening to, and then go on to the top 10 best. Stick around, this is the first video, and if you like what you see, click like and subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and put in the comments what are your favourite David Bowie albums. Goodbye.